Buying a home is exciting, but let's face it, some homes come with more problems than they're worth. In today's video, I'm breaking down the types of homes you should never buy. From expensive surprises to major red flags, this is advice you don't want to miss. But first, I'm Dawn and I've been selling real estate here in Calgary for over 9 years. I lead a great team and we've helped so many families navigate the ups and downs of buying and selling homes. I'm here to share what I've learned, help you grow your wealth through real estate, and make your home buying or selling journey as smooth as possible. First up, I always say when buying a home, focus on the things you can't change. And with that comes buying homes near major roadways, train tracks, or other noise sources. Sure, being close to a main street can seem convenient, but it comes with big drawbacks. Constant noise can make living there a challenge, but what's worse is it can hurt your resale value. Buyers see these as less desirable properties, therefore making your buyer pool smaller when it comes time to sell. So close access to major roadways is great, but so close you can hear constant traffic or honking is one thing. Some people are fine with a light hum of traffic in the background. For example, living off Stony Trail where there's a big green space in between and you're not near the stop and go traffic is slightly different than backing onto an intersection. A light hum can just become white noise, and as an owner, you may not notice it, but it's important to note the differences when you're viewing homes. So if you're tempted by a convenient location, weigh the pros and cons carefully. It could save you a lot of hassle down the road. Now, this one's a deal breaker for me, and it is structural issues. They're costly, complicated, and often point to even bigger problems underneath the surface. Have you ever been walking through a home and you almost feel off balance because you can see the slope of the floor? I have, and it's concerning. Now, cracks. Not all cracks in the walls are a big deal, but some can signal serious problems, so it's important to know what to look for. Hairline cracks, for example, are pretty common and are usually just from normal settling, nothing to worry about most of the time, but when you see horizontal cracks or diagonal cracks, those can be red flags for foundation issues and should be checked out right away by a professional. Vertical cracks are often minor too, but if they're wider than a few millimeters, it's better to get them looked at. Bottom line, if the cracks look big, or you've been informed they're getting worse, or make you feel uneasy, just don't ignore it. It's better to be safe than sorry. Next up, now I have a soft spot for older homes. They're full of charm and character, but I'll be honest, they can also come with some pretty expensive surprises. Here's what to watch out for. In the early 1900s, lead pipes were commonly used in home building. Lead pipes can last a century, but not without leaching into drinking water. Galvanized pipes, they're prone to rust and usually need replacing. Knob and tube wiring, which isn't just outdated, but also a fire hazard, and old HVAC systems or roofs that might just be on their last legs. Now, I'm not saying if a house had an old roof, it's out. There are certainly things that can be negotiated on depending on the market you're in, but if the home is from the 1900s and it needs a new roof, new HVAC system, new plumbing, new wiring, this is a lot to take on, and depending on your skill level or access to money, this might just be a good one to pass on. So I had some buyers and we were looking at a home that was built in the 1900s and it had a lot of potential, but there were some concerning cracks and my clients wanted an open concept. So to do a full wall removing renovation on a home of that age, well, A, it might not even be possible to move the walls you want to without major structural changes, and B, the costs that could start building up once you get into it could be enormous. Needless to say, that house wasn't the one for them. So if you're looking at an older home, make sure you budget for these upgrades if they're not already done, and don't skip an inspection. Trust me, it's worth every penny. And on that note too, if you're looking at a home built even in the 50s, right, with a large tree on the property, it's always a good idea to get a sewer scope as a part of your home inspection because roots can be a pain. In fact, for the cost, it's great to get a sewer scope really on any home inspection. Now, we've seen a lot of these homes in the last few years with our market here in Calgary going a bit crazy. Flipped homes can be really tempting. They look so shiny and move-in ready, but not every flipper cares about quality. Some flippers cut corners to save time and money, and that can leave you with hidden problems to deal with later. Things like skipping permits, hiring unlicensed contractors, or rushing through finishing touches. I have seen some beautiful homes online, and when you get inside, you can tell the quality of the workmanship is just not there. You'll also see one flip where the house had old windows and an old roof, and they've replaced them all. The pride in their work is so obvious. Then you'll visit another home that clearly has old windows in need of replacement, and they've left them, cutting obvious corners. So what did they skip that you can't see? Keep an eye out for visible flaws like gaps in finishing or misaligned cabinetry. And if the seller can't provide permits for major work or receipts, big red flag. Definitely hire an inspector to take a closer look before you commit. Now, we don't see like a ton of these here in Calgary, but they are around. And while flat roofs might look sleek and modern, they're not always practical. Compared to A-frame roofs, flat roofs have a shorter lifespan and are more prone to leaks. For me, anything that has a potential for water to just sit is a no. But if you're thinking about a home with a flat roof, just make sure you're ready for the added maintenance. Otherwise, you might want to keep looking. Now, last but definitely not least, water damage and mold. These aren't just expensive to fix, they can also affect your health. Now, I'm not going to name the builder here, but as far as I know, there is still ongoing litigation in allegations that a builder initially ignored a family's concerns about water and mold issues in their brand new Cochrane home, resulting in the death of their daughter from an asthma attack, which was one of many attacks after moving into that home. And these are not baseless claims. Those owners had to move out for a short period of time for mold remediation. Mold is sneaky and it spreads into areas you can't see, making it tough and pricey to get rid of. And if there are active water issues like leaks in the ceiling, that's a sign the problem hasn't been fixed. Now, there are many homes that have had water leaks, and that doesn't mean they're all a write-off. In fact, it's not uncommon to have some sort of water issues over the years. But there is a big difference between mold in the walls from foundation issues and a leak under the sink that's been fixed quickly. Timely remediation of any issues can make a huge difference. My advice, if you see any warning signs, always get a mold inspection, and if you find anything serious, it's probably best to walk away. Your health and your wallet will thank you. So here's the bottom line. Always do your homework. Inspections are your best friend. Whether it's for mold, structural issues, or a sewer scope, and even homes that need a little work can be great opportunities if they're priced right, as long as you go into it with open eyes and a solid plan. I am always available if you have any questions. You can book a call with me in the links below, where you will also find my guides if you're looking for more information. Now, drive safe out there if you live in Calgary, because I think the snow is here to stay for a little while now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.